What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again to talk about these Tennessee Volunteers and their coach, Josh Heupel. Okay, these Tennessee faithfuls, they're having doubts now when it comes to Josh Heupel, and which I told them several damn times that Josh Heupel is an average head coach, but they didn't want to believe me. They talked about Josh Heupel like shit. He was the next coach Bear Bryant, like he was the next coach Nick Saban. But now they are beginning to realize that old KB told them the truth. Okay? But anyway, as I tell you all the time, I like to read. So I came up on an article once again on AZ Sports. I don't know if this is a daggone Tennessee, little website or sports outlet or whatever. But I know they talk about Tennessee a lot. They was on Tennessee side when they were talking about the refs cheated them out of win against Alabama. Talking about the refs against daggone Florida. You know what I'm saying? But, they lost this weekend. They just got straight beat down by Missouri. And now the Tennessee faithfuls want to come out and show that they are doubting old Josh Heupel right now. They have questions on where Josh Heupel is leading their faithful Tennessee Vols. Oh man. But anyway, I come up on, matter of fact, I got two articles I'm going to talk about. This first one, there's a big issue on the Josh Heupel and the Tennessee football is going nowhere until it's fixed. Well, Tennessee Volunteers, you've been going nowhere fast for over 20 years. Okay, last season, you went 11-2, a one-off. Okay, you beat Alabama, a one-off. Matter of fact, I don't even think y'all beat Alabama. Alabama beat themselves with the help of the refs. That's what gave y'all the win. Okay, but yet this season, you Tennessee fans, you've been crying about the refs damn near the whole season. I mean, the Florida game, Alabama game, Florida. That game happened when? Shit, week 4, maybe 3, 4. And y'all been crying about it since then. And I don't know why, because you ain't won in the swamp since 2003, just like you ain't won in Bryant-Denny since 2003. But yet this year, it's the refs. But when you come to Neyland Stadium and you get a 3-point measly win, refs had nothing to do with it. When they called 17 penalties on my Alabama Crown style, the refs didn't have nothing to do with it. Just accept it. Well, y'all accept y'all ass whooping. But anyway, and right now, those Tennessee Vols is sitting at 7-3 after they got their head tore out the frame by Missouri to the tune of 36-7. Second year in a row, they done went to a place called Columbia and got their ass mollywopped. Last season, they went to Columbia, South Carolina, and those Gamecocks put up, matter of fact, a 60-piece on y'all bums. 63 to be exact. But anyway, you got your ass tore out the frame by those South Carolina Gamecocks in Columbia. And then this year, you go to Columbia, Missouri, and just totally got embarrassed. So y'all might want to stay out of any place called Columbia. That's all I know. But anyway, then this article go on to say, talking about the Vols entered Saturday with an 11-game season in reach. Everybody knew, except for Tennessee fans, that Tennessee wasn't going to win 11 games this season. All right? It is what it is. And it also says the honeymoon is over for Josh Heupel. The honeymoon was over as soon as the clock hit 0 in y'all little bowl win against Clemson last season. Once that clock hit 0, the honeymoon was over. Matter of fact, the honeymoon came a year late for y'all. To be quite honest with you. Anyway, this article goes on to say Tennessee was outclassed in every way Saturday. Missouri's play calling was better. They blocked better. The defensive played more inspired, and their offensive players simply looked like they wanted it more. I ain't going to say they wanted it more. They just played harder. Missouri just played harder. Missouri coaching staff better prepared their players better than Josh Heupel and his staff prepared their players. That's all it was. And plus, Missouri is just a better team this year. Okay, Eli Drinkles got his daggone revenge from the last 2 years, and boy, did he ever get it. Hell, you bombs to seven measly points. It is what it is, man. And it also says these type of games are becoming under Heupel. As good as the program have been under Heupel, there have been times, and make no mistake about it, I mean, there's been times, what the hell? Anyway, unfortunately, these types of games are becoming under Heupel. As good as the program has been at times under Heupel, and make no mistake, he's the right guy to lead Tennessee, there have been way too many stinkers for this program to be a championship contender. Everybody knows Tennessee and championship don't go together. Tennessee ain't winning no championship in nothing dealing with football. No SEC East, no national championship, no SEC championship. Oh, anyway, and they ain't gonna even have divisions no more. So they gonna be playing teams that is now currently in the West, probably a whole lot. And you know they gonna be getting their ass beat by the Alabamas, by the LSUs. Who else? Alabama, LSU, Ole Miss. You know, according to who Mississippi State, how the hell they might be getting their ass beat by Mississippi State. They gonna continue to get their ass beat by the Georgias. Shit, probably the Missouris and Floridas too. So, hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. All right? So, hey, everything is going to be all right for old Tennessee man. You're just going to continue to be a loser. Anyway, over the last 2 seasons, the Vols have now had 4 games. South Carolina, Florida, South Carolina in 2022, Florida, Alabama, and Missouri in 2023, where they just simply didn't show up. Yeah, last year against Missouri, they just simply got their ass whooped. Florida beat their ass. Alabama beat their ass. I don't know why they thought they was going to beat Florida and Alabama when they ain't won in the swamp since 2003. They ain't won in Bryant-Denny since 2003. 2023 wasn't going to be any difference. You can blame the refs or whoever you want to blame. All right? Seems like y'all finally coming to terms with y'all coach suck and your football team suck after Missouri put a beat down on your ass. But if you go to some of these podcasts and look at the comments, even on Twitter, you still got, or X, however you want to call it, you still got some fans talking about the refs in the Missouri game. Talking about, hey, maybe Missouri, they had our signs too. That's how some Tennessee fans are thinking. You just got your ass whooped. But it's understandable if a game like that happens every couple of years, but it absolutely can't happen 4 times in less than 2 years. Championship caliber programs don't have those kinds of performance on the regular. Well, Tennessee, you're not a championship caliber team. Everybody knows that, maybe except the Tennessee Vols fans. And guess what? You ain't going to be a damn championship caliber team as long as Josh Heupel is there. Point blank, period. That's just the way it is. Anyway. Oh, my goodness, man. But anyway, it says Heupel is a smart guy. He's done things at Tennessee that haven't been done in 20 years. You meant over 20 years. And that's like having a double-digit win season. That's all he done because he ain't did nothing else. But anyway, he can fix the issue. No, he can't. But anyway, he's going to have to make some unpopular decisions to fix it. That means maybe not showing so much loyalty at times to staff members or coaches that have been with him for a long time, or to players that have stuck around for several years. I think they talking about their wonderful quarterback, Joe Milton. They had jumped off that train too, because it's clear that there are too many people associated with Tennessee program right now that simply don't have that dog in them. Well, shit. They got Smokey in them. Smokey is a dog, but hey, it is what it is. Smokey just not a mean dog. Smokey is a little, he a little hound dog, blue tick hound, whatever you want to call it. He the sweetest thing, but he getting his ass beat on the regular. I know that. He can be sweet as he want to be, but guess what? When the big dogs come to town, he get his ass tore out the frame. But anyway, talking about the Vols need more Jawan Jennings type players and coaches. Well, those days are a thing of the past because you ain't getting them. And Josh Heupel is definitely not one of those type of coaches. Anyway, right now they don't have nearly enough of that mindset in the program. Now that is true. And until they do, they're going to keep having performances like they had Saturday, like they had against Alabama, like they had against Florida, like they had against South Carolina last season. Guess what? And more to come. And I can tell you when the next one is coming. And that is this coming Saturday against the Georgia Bulldogs. Tennessee, you're going to get your ass whooped then too. Now, this other article, it just talks about how Josh Heupel and the Tennessee Vols are having so much trouble on the road. Now, the Vols have won 14 straight in Knoxville. They done played in front of 11 straight sellouts in Neyland Stadium. There ain't no issue in Neyland Stadium until this coming Saturday. But anyway, it says this season the Vols have played. Well, what's the title of this one? The road woes continue on the third-year coach Josh Heupel. Boy, I'm telling you, they got doubts. They got doubts about Josh Heupel now. Anyway, this season the Vols have played 4 games on the road and won only once. A 33-27 victory over Kentucky. And Kentucky is not a very good team. And you only beat them by 1 score, 6 points. Anyway, but Kroger Field is a place that UT has only lost twice over the last 4+ decades. So the purpose, for the purpose of the conversation, wins at UK probably shouldn't matter. We know Kentucky is not a very good team. We know that. Anyway, back in September, the Vols played poorly in the first half at Florida, eventually losing 29-16 by double digits. In October, the Vols played poorly in the second half at Alabama, eventually losing 34-20, another double-digit loss on the road. And in both those games, the fans blame the refs. Anyway, keep it going. And of course, in November, the Vols played poorly for most of the day at Missouri before losing 36-7. They played poorly all day. Another double-digit beatdown. Oh, shit. Anyway, Tennessee's rushing attack, which has averaged 361 yards against Missouri the past 2 years, could only account for 83 rushing yards this time around. That three-headed monster. The three-headed monster only had 47 yards total. Joe Milton had the rest of them. So, hey, making matters worse, UT repeated the mistakes of the Florida game. Dallin Sampson didn't get a single opportunity against the Gators and got only 3 carries against the Tigers. Oh, and all those carries came on Tennessee's final drive of the game. I mean, he wouldn't have mattered any damn way. But anyway, through the air, Joe Milton's accuracy went by the wayside in the second half. He also had a fumble and a pick 6. Boy, I tell you, old Joe, you can always count on him. But Joe threw the ball pretty good against us. You know, them Tennessee fans was happy in the chat with Joe Milton. I know that in that first half, but the second half was a different story. Anyway, defensively, Tennessee has shown much improvement this season, but lived a nightmare in Columbia, Missouri. Cody Schrader got 35 carries against UT for a whopping 205 yards and a score. He also caught 5 passes for 116 yards. That made him the first player in the history of the SEC to rush for 200+ yards and 100+ yards receiving in the same game. So, Cody Schrader in Missouri made history against y'all. Oh, my goodness. What the hell? Y'all sorry? Hell, Tennessee. And then, guess what? Hell, y'all made goddamn, not Joe Milton, but y'all made Jalen Milroe look like a Heisman Trophy candidate in that second half against y'all, too. And I wonder who going to make history against y'all or who y'all going to make look like a Heisman Trophy contender this Saturday when y'all play those Bulldogs, because it's going to be somebody. But anyway, no Bo Jackson, no Herschel Walker, no Darren McFadden, Cody Schrader. But hey, check out what the article say. But at least Tennessee's punter Jackson Ross had a nice day with 3 punts landed inside the 20 and 2 of those inside Mizzou's 3-yard line. Hey, oh man. Hey, at least they gave props to the punter. Anyway, the punter. Anyway, it says I would say it was 4 quarters of hell for Tennessee. Yeah, it was. It was. And guess what? It's also they clowning on y'all, Tennessee. But anyway, it says maybe the most embarrassing moment came with 40 seconds left in the game. Tennessee was down 36-7 and facing 4th and goal from the Mizzou 23. Heupel sent Charles Campbell onto the field to attempt a 41-yard field goal. What purpose did that serve? That's exactly what the article said. What purpose did that serve? Who knows? But the decision apparently angered the football gods as Campbell missed the kick wide right. They clowning you, not Josh Heupel in Tennessee. Oh my goodness, man. Going on the road in the SEC can be a difficult experience, and it must be just that for Tennessee. And it's asking why, it says, but why? It said what it say. Tennessee has its best coaching staff since the Philip Fulmer era, the snitch. The Vols roster is filled with experienced players who have gotten a significant number of snaps in hostile environment. But when UT boards an airplane, this is a much different looking team. Tennessee is now 6-7 in their last 13 road games. That is terrible. Not even 500. Anyway, with 2 of those wins coming at Kentucky and 1 at Vandy. Oh my goodness, man. Both of those rival stadiums are less than 3 hours drive from UT campus. So basically a home game for them. UT is the best. UT's best road win on the Heupel would be at LSU in October of last year. Yeah, I'll agree with that, man. I'll agree with that. In those 7 road losses we discussed, Tennessee wasn't even competitive. The tightest margin in any of those games was 13 points. Lord have mercy. So y'all go on the road and get your ass beat by double digits every single time. Oh my. Don't even mention championship of no kind when you talk about Tennessee. None. I keep telling y'all, Josh Heupel is not going to take this Tennessee football program where they want to go. Plain and simple. Ain't but 2 coaches that can do that. And that's the great one, Nick Saban. Well, 2 coaches that's in the game right now. That's the great one, Nick Saban, and that's Kirby Smart. The only 2. Because they will recruit the best of the best. 4 and 5 star players. And when they get them, they're going to develop them. Trust me on that. All right? And they're going to put the right defense and offensive coordinator in place. And they're going to put the right position coaches in place to develop those players to make a championship team. Josh Heupel can't do that. So, Tennessee fans, your Tennessee Vols is stuck. They are stagnant, all right? And they're going to be that way as long as Josh Heupel is at the helm. Y'all can believe in him and all y'all want. But I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it's just facts. It's just facts. So, with that being said, Tennessee, you got an ass whooping coming up this weekend. Just take it like you done took all the ass whoopings. By double digits. Roll damn tide, baby.